want it now.
I feel him
Oh,
on
oh,
wanting it now, but like you said,
huh?
he doing his thing.
Oh, he killing right now. He one of the hottest bigs in the fucking game right now. Young bigs. That's a nigga Chris Perry need to run up on and get humble.
Chris is humble though.
I don't know, Chris. We talking spicy.
Chris is not really spicy like that. Be talking, he just be saying that when he be online. But Chris ain't like that. Like Chris is a cool dude. He's real chill and laid back. He's not really an antagonizer, I would say.
I mean, shit, playing against him, he cool as shit. He don't talk shit, none of that shit.
Nah, and Chris don't be on that. He do that for the Facebook and for the gram. That's just like a Polk County thing. That's just like how it is or where we at. They just talk a lot of trash, especially online. My light falling. I'm in the live. Oh goodness.
You live?
Yeah, I'm live right now.
Oh, shit, go ahead, bro. Handle your shit.
All right, bro. I'll holler at you.
All right.
Yes, sir. Welcome back to the live, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this little bit of my conversation with my boy J.E. Jerry Evans. And as you can see, the light just fell. So this ain't no gimmick. This ain't no sideways pre-recorded. This is live. And the light just fell almost on top of the stream. You never know what's gonna happen in the stream. And this is just a part of what goes on like in this network. This is what I gotta go this is what I gotta go through to try to give you guys, just some information and just chop it up with you guys and just, tap in and let y'all know what it is and how it is. And I'm just showing you my side of the journey, what I gotta go through for the podcast, for the network. My setting is always changing. I'm always changing from here to there, going all the time because that's the life of a pro. That's the life of what goes on for a pro. You just constantly moving around. You in this situation, that situation, and you gotta be able to adapt. And that's the key thing. You gotta be able to adapt to new situations at all times. Because that's a big part of the game is just adapting to new situations. One moment you might be in a great situation that your money's on time, your your food is good, the travel is nice, your hotel apartment is nice, and then you get to a whole nother situation right after that and it's the complete opposite. They late, they don't respond well, communication is bad. It could be a list of things, but that's just a part of the life, and that's just how you have to be able to adapt to new situations at all times, because that's the big part of the game is adapting to new situations at all times. As I said in the beginning, I hope you guys enjoyed that little conversation, that little back and forth that me and my guy is having. Me and my guy was talking about. He's a 12-year, 13-year veteran playing right now in Ecuador. They brought him in for the finals because he's just one of those type of players. He's proven himself, won championships, 4, 5, 6, 7 championships. Just a proven guy, and that's what type of jobs you get towards, later on in your career. People want to bring you in when it matters the most. Playoff time, you come and steal 2 months at the end, win, get that extra bonus, really get like you really go sometimes a month and a half and get an extra 3 months worth of check because you win the bonus, you win the semifinals probably or something. You could run it up and catch them playoff bags. And that's the situation that he's in right now. He's catching that playoff bag. You got to build up to be the type of person to get to that, And we're going to talk about today is, being too weak. If you're physically weak as a basketball player, you're not going to make it. And that's on any level. And this topic comes up because I just came from training with one of my best friends. He's a high school coach in Lake Wells, Junior Getty. Shout out to you, June. Shout out to my boy. I want to interject real quick and just say that your mind is a very powerful thing. And I'm gonna like completely switch topics and kind of move off because that's just the way my mind works. The mind is such a powerful thing. You have to understand the thoughts that you give out into the universe is so powerful. It's so powerful. So you have to really align yourself with the things that you want and align yourselves with the desires of your thoughts. Because I say this because I remember I was driving, this was a few days ago, I was driving to my house, my aunt's house, and I was taking a route that I've taken so many times before. And you know how sometimes when you're going on a, like, you go somewhere familiar, you remember something from years ago. And I remember from years ago, my boy, I remember my boy, what's up, Blaze? I remember my boy from high school who I played basketball with. It was so crazy. He just randomly popped into my head. And I said, man, I wonder how he's doing. Go out. Cage, 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 cage. The little dog is in here. But he popped up into my head and I thought, dang, I wonder what he's doing. I wonder what he's doing. You know? 2 days later. 2 days later. Hey, close that door. 2 days later, right? 2 days later, I'm getting a haircut from his cousin. He walks into the door. He walks into the room. Just like that. It's like my mind called him. My mind made it real. The fact that I hadn't seen this dude before that in like 5-6 years. And I've been in the town. I've been around the town so much, and he lives there, but we just never ran into each other. But the moment my thoughts were focused on him and how he was doing, he popped up. Just like this situation with my boy who I was going to go train with. In my mind on Sunday or Saturday, I was like, you know what? I kind of want to hit him up to go train. Because we used to always train in the summer. He's someone who always trained me all the time when he's training his high school players. He loves for me to come in and train with them so they can watch how a pro trains. They can see and feel the difference of what it's like to play against a real pro and, you know, measure up. For you to measure up against what you are trying to be. You want to be a pro one day. That's the ultimate goal, especially if you're playing high school, you're trying to get to college. You're going to have to measure up and see what can you withstand. And so it's good to be in that type of environment against other players of higher caliber. That's the only way your game gets better. But the point is that I was saying, I never texted him. I never called him. But the fact that I thought it, and I focused on it as a priority of something that I wanted to do, that's what happened. He hit me up today and was like, yo, come train with me. Some of the kids want to see what it's like to, you know, train with a pro. I want you to train my guys, you know, get them ready. The power of the mind is undeniable. This show is called Arnold's Thoughts because I understand the thoughts that you must have in order to get to your desired result. And there is so much noise. There's so much noise. What do I mean by noise? What's the noise? The noise is notifications on your phone. It's your girlfriend upset about something. It's you're late on a project. It's you're not getting a call from a team that you were looking for. It's you getting fired from a job. It's having $10 left to your name. The noise is the life. All the things around you that are just picking and poking at you and like punching you down and just making you get distracted from your desired goal. That is what I mean by the noise. And you have to focus. See, once we focus our thoughts on the things that we say that we want, the universe will naturally put that in our atmosphere. It will put that in front of us. But we have to be able to focus on the thoughts that we are ultimately wanting to have happen. Choose what you think about. Make sure you choose what you think about because it's going to affect your life. It's going to. I don't have your charger, baby. I don't have your charger.
Do you know where your last
Can you just leave it there? Just leave it there.
can you charge it for me?
Yes. Being a dad. The thoughts that you have, the thoughts that I have for her, the thoughts that I have for her have to be focused and it has to be pinpointed. But getting back to this whole topic of the show of you're too weak basically to make it to the next level. The guy, when I was in there training, one of the guys, he was about 6'6", he was like 175 going into his senior year. He was 6'6", about real slim. I guess he played in the post or whatever. And this is his senior year, and he got no offers. He had an offer, but then he lost his offer. He just lost a JUCO offer to go play somewhere. Why is that? Because the coach wanted to see some progression in his body. He wanted to see him actually get bigger and stronger because it matters on the next level. Every level that you're trying to go up to the next, especially in sports, you have to be strong enough and your body has to be willing to withstand the level at which you are at and able to be able to produce on that level based on your physical attributes. So he got it in the post a little bit on me. I just walled up. He made a bucket. I said, good bucket. But I'm like, I'm 200, 205. That's probably one of the like high. I'm probably like 200 because I've been like dieting a lot lately since I've been home. American food is not good, so I'm like really trying to like eat less and just train and let my body clean itself because I know how it is here in the States and it's so easy to just consume food that does not help you grow. Not like the right way. It's just so toxic. But anyways, I digress. He was trying to match up with me and go at me, as you should. Don't walk away from the challenge or back down. Try to go as hard as you possibly can because, excuse me guys. You got to go as hard as you possibly can to match up and see where you're at. I remember when I was in high school, and I remember the first time a pro came and trained with me. It only took one time. I got to feel his strength. I was in the same situation. I was my junior year. I was going into my senior year. And I remember how strong he was. That was the main thing. He was just moving us out of the way, kind of like how I was doing then. And another guy who I matched up with, another high school guy, he was just like, he's like, man, you're just so strong. And it has to become a lifestyle. Becoming strong in the weight room has to be more important than on the court. Because at the end of the day, it's your body that's going to help you produce. Your ability to be strong, quick, agile, explosive. That's just your ability to get the most out of your body by your training. You have to be strong to do those explosive moves, to do those slides, to jump, to react quick. It's your body that you must transform. I specifically remember when I was in high school. I was in same situation. I was a junior, and I was going into my senior year, and I was benching like 135. I think I couldn't do 135, 5 sets of 5. It was like I couldn't do that. I probably get 3 sets of 5, and then 4 I was struggling. 4 set, 5th set. My max was probably like 155. I could do that one time. And I remember my coach said, if you're not able to bench max out 185 by time the season start, you're not going to play. Now, would he have played me? Of course he would have, now looking back. But at that moment, he was fueling my fire to say, hey, you need to get strong. And if not, you're not going to play. And in my head, it's like, I want to play. So I have to get stronger. And we had a trainer, and the trainer used to come and pick me up at like 5:30 in the morning. 3 days out of the week, we used to go to the YMCA get there like around 6, train for an hour, go to the gym, shoot for like 30 minutes, go to school. That was the routine, and that was the turning point. That was the turning point in my career, is when I hit the weight room. And I just, I was turning up, dunk, move up, dunk. Just the explosiveness, just the ability to get to the rim, to fight for rebounds, to go through screens. If you want to transform your game, transform your body. And not just strictly weights, but, plyometrics, agility work, all these things. You're training your body to get the most out of it. That's how you become a great basketball player or a great athlete. You have to train your body. Everybody, yes, you have to have the skill. You have to work on your skill. You have to work on your shots, your ball handling, and all these things. But if you believe, if your skill is going to take you further than your body will, you're sadly mistaken. Skill without strength is a short career. You can have the smoothest handle, the sharpest jumper, but if you can't hold your ground, take contact, and absorb that for 40 plus minutes of physical play, you won't last. If you can't withstand a game of just getting hit and hit and hit, and I'm going to tell you right now, overseas you're going to get hit 10 times more than you do playing in the States. You're going to get beat up 10 times more. You're going to get beat up 10 times more. Because we're not taught to just be like that. Chile, when I played in Chile for 7 years. That's some of the most physical basketball I ever played. Because they're so undersized that when they play, they start playing dirty. Because they physically can't keep up. So they play dirty. Now, if you're playing against a league that's naturally geared towards dirty players, your body's going to take a beating. And you're playing the whole game. You're playing the whole game. You got to be able to withstand that for a whole season. And when you get to the playoffs, you're going to have to withstand that all the way to a championship run. Your body got to be... My boy Deuce said, I remember him saying that, the deeper you get into the playoffs is when more injuries come. Because that's when people's bodies start breaking down. Because you're putting so much strain on your body now. You turned it up a whole nother level. Your body has to be able to withstand that. Your body has to be able to withstand like the duration of physical play. It has to be able to go the distance. That's when people start getting injured because their body starts breaking down from exerting more and more and more energy more than they're used to. So if you're exerting so much of this energy and you don't have the body that can keep up with it, I hate to say it, but I seen guys, man, this season it was just, I seen like 3 popped Achilles. I pray to God they like recover quickly and healthy and better than they were before, but that's tough to see. It really is. Especially for players later on in their career. One guy was like 37, 38, big man. It's tough to see. Your body is your contract. If you're skipping the workout, you're gambling with your future. I have a homeboy. He's one of the most talented guys I ever seen. And he doesn't hit the weight room. He goes periodically. But he's just so skilled that it overshadows his ability to be of how good he is. And I told him, you could be so much better if you actually got in the weight room. You're good, but you could be so much better if you actually got into the weight room. And he's one of the best players in South America. One of the best players that ever touched Argentina ever. Hell of a player, amazing player, Hall of Fame type career so far. And but that's an anomaly. And I say that to say this, don't think, because that's one person, that's going to be you. Because I'm going to tell you right now, that wasn't me. I wasn't the most skilled. I wasn't the most with the best handle and jump the highest. I was never the one who could jump the highest. I was never the strongest. I was never the most skilled on my team. But I could tell you what I had more than anybody. And that was a desire and a will to outwork everybody and work hard. And I understood the weight room was one of those places I had to outshine myself day in and day out. And that was the ability for me to last long enough in the game to start getting something out of the game. Because I actually focused so much on my body and training and working and stretching. That's what changed my career. That's what got me this far going into year 12 of my career, is the ability to be able to lift and continuously lift. And people be like, oh, it's because I'm going to lose my jump shot. I lift 5 to 6 days out of the week on average. And I was chopping it up with the young guy in the gym, and he was like, I say, do you lift? He was like, yeah, I just started getting in the gym. And then in my head, I was like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? I'm just now getting in the gym. I told him straight, I said, I lift 5 days out of the week. How am I outworking you and you're trying to get to where I'm at? Why am I working harder than you? Why am I working harder than you? There's no way I should be working harder than you and I'm where you want to be. Weight training isn't optional. It's the separator. The difference between D1, D2, G League, and overseas is often not the skill, but it's the physical readiness of the player. My college coach used to say, high school players play under the rim, college players play at the rim, pros and NBA players play above the rim. That's all physical ability. That's strength. That's all physical ability and strength. That comes from training your body. Look at The Last Dance. When Jordan talked about it in The Last Dance, Jordan was the most skilled the league has ever seen in their lifetime. Hands down, bar none. But he couldn't get over the hump until what? He got in the weight room and he started to train and work on his body. That was the separator in his game. Go watch The Last Dance if you haven't, but I'm pretty sure if you're actually watching this, you're a basketball head. So you probably watched The Last Dance documentary about Michael Jordan. And he said it. I changed my game when I got in the weight room. And I started, he said, give me 6. He give him 12. He going above and extra. I teach that to my daughter. If they say do 10, you do 12. If they say do 20, you do 25. If they say give me 8, you give them 11. You always do more than what you are expected to do. That's how you get further in life. That's how you got to adopt that mindset that I'm always going to do one more. That's the separator. That's the separator in everything and everybody in every situation that you're trying to grow to. The ability to do one extra, two extra more than you've done prior. Everybody's going to come to the line, you run past the line. So now you're a little bit ahead. So the next line, when they get to that line, you're already 2 steps ahead of the next line. It's just the consistency building up every single day. Compound interest. Or, man, how did I forgot that? Compound interest. I believe it's said by Benjamin Franklin. Compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. It's the ability to continuously go after day in and day out and build and build and build and be consistent on that. That compound interest that's going to grow in your game, in your attitude, in your confidence, in everything that you do. The strength your body that gets to build up when you're hitting that gym in that weight room, and you make it as important as the court. They're not one without the other. They're greatly both needed to affect it. Before every game, when I was at home, I used to always train and hit the weight room right before the game started, because we had our weight room right upstairs from the gym. I always used to train and hit the weight room for like 10 minutes right before the game. Get a nice little lift in, deadlifts, pull-ups, curls, abs, hamstrings, walls, like a quick 2 to 3 sets of like 6 different exercises to just get the blood flowing, get the body feeling strong. Try it before the next time you go play. Get a light lift in before you go play and see how you feel. Before you go play any type of basketball game, pick up whatever, get a light lift in the weight room before you do it. And see the difference. See if you feel the difference. So what you should be working on if you're a young hooper, if you're trying to figure out what's the next level, how do I incorporate this? What do I need to do? You told me it's the issue. What's the solution? What do I need to be focused on? What is the things I need to be really adding to my life right now to help my game? The first is build a consistent lifting program. Strength, mobility, and explosion. You got to have a plan. You can't say, okay, today I might work out this, tomorrow I might work out this, today I might work out this, today I might work out that. Have a plan. Schedule out a plan. Listen, I was reading a book. I believe. First of all, you're gonna hear me say I'm reading a book, or I read a book that told me this, and that's the case because I read books avidly. I love reading books. They're gonna give you all the information, and it says, when you're trying to learn faster and you're trying to implement something, schedule it. The most important things that we do, we have to schedule it. So if you schedule your workouts, when you're going to go, what time, what you're going to work on today, what do you focus on today in the weight room and stuff like that, you're going to get a better result because you're more organized. You actually planned it out and scheduled it. We schedule things that are important to us. If it's not, the level of how important it is to you if you actually schedule it. One of my earlier videos that I made was a to-do list, and how you put the to-do list on your phone. I even wrote a book about it, and how you put a to-do list on your phone, and how that habit building helps you create the habit so you don't have to worry about it anymore, because it's all about building the habit. Build the habit to schedule and write down and check off, okay, I did this, because once you check off, I schedule my workout today, it will become habitual to you. A new habit forming for you. It will become a new habit forming for you, and that will help you in your process of getting better. Now, you may be thinking, oh, I'm going to give you a certain workout and stuff. No, do your own research. You know your body. Find out what your body is. Go seek help. Go do the research. How serious is this to you? How serious is playing at the next level to you? Go find the information that you need, put it together, schedule it, write it down, and start applying it. Focus on bulletproofing your body, knees, cores, hips, and shoulders. Knees are the most diabolical injury and focus that basketball players go through, that deal with the most. It's like the knee issue is the absolute. What up, Deuce? Hey, shout out to Tap Athletics for just coming into the live, man. But the knees, shout out. I'm talking from a person that had knee surgery, and the doctor telling me that your career is over. You will never play basketball again. You'll never play basketball again. That's because I didn't take the proper care of my knees and my joints. Knees, joints, ankle. Love you too, bro. Hey, man, y'all tell y'all brothers that you love them, man. Let them know. Show them support. Give them support. Let them know that you always rock with them, man. Let them know that you always rock with them. And not only by just saying it, but put the work in around it. You know what I'm saying? Me and my boy Deuce, we go hard on this content. You feel me? And you know how I show him love and how I give him a boost? It's by me putting in the work on my end. He gonna see me busting my butt, getting stuff done. He gonna say, you know what? I need to tighten up too. That's love. That's showing your boy. That's showing yourself you're trying to get somewhere. By you actually showing up and showing out and putting in the work yourself to, hey, you know what? Hey, bro, I'm putting this work in. And it ain't got to be said with a word. It just got to be shown with your actions. I'm going to show you with my actions. I'm going to put this work in, dog. I'm going to post it so you can see I'm on my grind. I'm out here getting it. Because you ain't going to want to be left behind. If I see my dog putting in that work, content work, gym, doing this, hey, hold up. Nah, I need to step it up. He moving over there. Are you going to be left behind? That's a question everybody got to ask themselves. Are you going to be left behind? Because this life waits for no man, no woman, no child, nobody. It's up to you. You got to put that work in. You got to say, you know what, today's the day, and I ain't playing no games. I don't care what it is, obstacle, situation, things need to be done. Today, I got up, weight room, gym, take my cousin to work, came back, had to be daddy, was in daddy mode. Boom, got up, drove an hour, worked out, came back, hopped on the pod, started editing videos, came on, let's do a live. The grind is not optional. It's not optional. You're either going to do it or you're not. You get to decide what you want by the actions and the habits that you acquire. You could say you want to hoop all day, but if you ain't got the habits for it, it don't matter. It doesn't matter. But shout out to my boy Deuce. He got me fired up. Anytime I see my boy pop up, it gets me fired up because I know the journey that we're on. I know the journey that we're on, and having that support from a friend, a brother, I call him my brother. We met up in college in 2008. It's 2025 now. Y'all do the math. That's like about 13 years. No, I think it's longer than that. 2008 to 2025. How long is that? That is 17 years. 17 years of us consistently pushing and rooting and supporting each other. That's a brother. That's not a friend. That's a brother. Understand the mass moves masses. Strength equals confidence on the court. Strength equals confidence on the court. Like I said before, the better I got on the court and the more confidence I got on the court is when I felt the strongest in the weight room. The strongest in the weight room. Eat and sleep is like a part of your training, and that's because it is. I know when you're young, you feel like you got the most energy, and you can never sleep, and you're up all night playing the game, and you're doing all that, but you need your sleep. The minute I start really taking my sleep into consideration and focusing on my sleep, understanding I need my sleep in order to be productive, it really changed a lot in my energy. I started going to bed at like 10 o'clock, waking up 5:30, amped, juiced, out, running. I used to post all the time on my stories. I used to get up 5:30, I'll post it, show the time, and I'll make a video right after that because I'd be filled up with so much energy that the words just flow because I was just running for 2 miles or sprinting or doing whatever, getting my morning workout at 5, 6 in the morning. It's just a different feeling when that mist hits you, that breeze hits you. You know what I mean? It's just like you get into this elevated energy seeking like moment. Once that you get up in the morning, 5:30 in the morning, and go run and let that mist hit you, it's a different feeling, bro. It's a different feeling to get up and run in the morning. Before the sun out, when it's dark out, and that morning dew hits you. See, people don't understand like the real pleasures in life. Get up and run at 5:30 in the morning and let that morning dew hit you and see how the rest of your day go. Knowing that you started your day accomplishing something. Knowing that, you know what, today I actually made a move today and I actually started off. It's a different feeling you get when you know what, I got ahead of everybody today. Yeah. While you was sleeping, I'm out here grinding. You get a different type of confidence in you when you feel like that. You get a different type of just energy like, I'm out here. What you mean? I'm out here. You sleep. You sleep. I'm out here moving. I'm out here. What you mean? Up 5:30 in the morning, 2-3 miles under my belt before I even start. Then it's weight room. Then it's gym. Then it's workout again. Then it's gym again. What you mean? You just barely getting up. You just barely getting up. You gotta have that type of desire for life. You gotta have that type of desire for the weight room. You gotta have that desire for your life, for your body. I want to change something. I want to change something. You feel like that? Like, I want to change something. I want to get right. I always tell this to my daughter, you can never be mentally strong if you're physically weak. If you're physically weak. You can't be mentally strong if you're physically weak. It's just not possible. It's just not possible. If you want to change your life, get in that weight room. Put that pressure under you. Get it off of you. Forget just basketball and sports for your life. Put that, life is going to throw the pressure at you. It's going to put all the weight on you. And it's up to you if you're strong enough to push it off. A lot of people choke under that pressure of life. It's too heavy. They can't lift it. They was never preparing for it. They think, what is the lifting weights got to do with lifting the pressures of life off of me? Because you know what it's like to be under pressure. That's what weight's doing. It's putting pressure on you. You close your eyes and the feeling that you feel of pressure underneath you, your brain can't tell the difference. It only knows if I'm strong enough to handle this or not. That's all it knows. Am I strong enough to handle this or not? Well, based on all the times I went into the gym and all that weight was under me and all that pressure I put on myself and all that work I put under myself, and I was able to deal with that, I can deal with this. You can't be mentally strong if you're physically weak. And that's just my take on it. That's how I feel about it. I don't know if you guys feel about it the same way. If you do, y'all can let me know. Bottom line is you won't make it to the next level if your game can't take hits. Life don't make you bulky. Lifting doesn't make you bulky. It makes you last. Don't fall for the trap. Oh, you don't need to live. It makes you last. Not just in the game, but in your life. Look, man, that's all I got. I'm glad for everybody that tuned in. Share this out with someone who wants to know about just the weight room game and they want to change their game. And first it come by changing your mindset and tell them to tune in. Man, remember, greatness is a habit, not a right. I love you guys. Put that work in. Let's grind. Let's get it. Till next time.